Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is King Monyay. I'm the leader and the captain of my destiny, and I will succeed because I believe I will. I'm here to inspire those who are great and sometimes tend to forget. This is my YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today, I want to talk about the different type of COs that I witnessed in prison. Um, so I've been out of prison for less than 6 months, and I document my struggles with re-entering into society. And I often talk about the stories and life lessons I learned while I was in prison. This is not one of those channels where I intend to glorify prison or the lifestyle in there. No matter how it may seem, that's my intention is to detour people from going to prison. So uh, when I was in prison, I used to write in my journal and stuff and document my experiences. And one of the things I noticed that there was different types of guards. There was different type of police. Not all the police were like assholes. Some of them were fair. You know, and so this was the journal entries that I had wrote, or an article, whatever I had wrote um, when I was at Ironwood, level 3. And so this was I wrote this on. Oh, I wrote this November 10th, 2018. I was looking like, dang, this is almost the same exact date a few years ago, but it's a little bit off. Okay, so and Vang is working the tower. Vang was a guard. He was an Asian guard. He would look like he was like a fat Korean guard or something. Now you have the tower, who we call the gun. For those that don't know, in prison, in the tower, there's a guard who's holding a gun, M16, I believe. And whenever there's a fight or any type of situation, they say get down on the ground. You better get down on the ground because there is no warning shots. They will shoot that gun to kill you. I've never seen them do it, but because everybody knows to get down. So anyway, so you have the tower, who we call the gun, because they have the mini 14 rifles. Their job is to press the button to come in and out the building and to open our cells. Now Vang, he's an Asian cop who looks like the little rocket man, Jim Young, or whoever his name is from North Korea. Vang is also, he's on a power trip. You can notice because early in the morning, while most inmates are just waking up, he's screaming in the microphone. Come out and stand by your door. Hey you, did I say that you can leave yet? Go back and stand by your door. Early in the morning, I'm talking 5, 6 o'clock, he on the microphone tripping, right? That's usually an indication of how the day's gonna be, you know. So we like, oh, here go this fool. This fool is working. So uh, to make matters worse, once the inmates' time for the phone come, they are used to hopping on the phones. As long as you have signed up the day before and you scheduled to use the phone, say like 10 o'clock, there shouldn't be a problem. Generally, usually that's how it works. You sign up the night before for the phone call the next day. And so the next day, if you're signed up, you just go get on the phone. But not when Vang is there. Because except when Vang is there, he turns off all the phones to prevent anyone from using them, right? So he requires you to come to the tower, show your ID, ask for permission to get on the phone. Now, the other problem I have noticed and documented on 4 different occasions while Vang is on duty, the phones will become out of service. He says they're not working. Either he is damaging the system by turning the phones on and off, or he is lying and to prevent inmates from using the phones. Let me stop right there for a minute, man. This is real life. This dude is a trip. Every time, not every time, but it only happened when he was there. All of a sudden, the phones wasn't working, like I said. And so he was one of them dudes. He really hated inmates. He really loved his power, and he loved to make our lives miserable, man. And this is the type of guard you will encounter in there, like I say, but he's always in the tower. He's in the tower making people's lives miserable. Um, and so he turns off the phones, and I had a problem with Vang twice over the phone. For example, one time I signed up for the phone at 10 a.m. So I go to the phone and it's disconnected. I have to walk all the way to the tower, tell Vang that the phone is not on. What he does is he'll pretend to hit on the switch. And I walk all the way back to the phones only to discover that the phones are still off. By now, my 15-minute call is only 10 minutes. And I get angry and say, Vang, the phones are still disconnected. He will repeat this process over and over until he announces, well, the phones are out of service. Now, this happened to me twice during my phone calls, and once on Mother's Day 2018. Then the following weekend after that. I documented this, man, because this is the type of stuff you're going to deal with in prison. This is the type of stuff that people are dealing with right now. This is the type of injustice. This is the type of abuse of power. Something little as that. You cannot get on the phone and call your mother and wish her a happy Mother's Day, because you're in the power, under the control of a power-hungry midget. And so that happened to me in 2018. I watched him do it to other inmates as well. And so he is what we consider the Class A asshole. He's always power tripping. You got cops like that. They power trip. They flex their power any chance they get. Very rarely will you catch them, because they're always in the tower and stuff like that. And I think one time we did catch it. When you did catch him, he's hella paranoid, hella scary. So he's probably been a victim. But then you have other COs. There was this other CO, like his name was Deacons. Now Deacons was a respectful, easygoing, and all he was just there to do his job. You know what I'm saying? He's not here to harass you. He will assist you if he can, and he's not petty. He don't trip off the petty shit. Hardly ever will he write a person up, because he's earned his respect by being casual. When he's working, you're more than an inmate. You're a person. He will search your cell if he has to, but it's nothing personal or malicious. Deacons was the type of cop it was just his job. He was into health and fitness. You know what I'm saying? He liked to work out. You got cops that they're just there to do their job. Of course, they're gonna do their job right. You don't disrespect them. You don't make them look bad. They're not gonna make you look bad. They're not there to disrespect you. They don't have a real hate for you. You got cops like that, you know. You got cops like that. And shout out to those ones who don't be acting like, you know what I'm saying, they hate a motherfucker. Then you got those other type of cops, the house niggas. House niggas like Conley. Them the worst ones, man. I'm not talking about just any black cop. I'm talking about the house nigga cops, the black cops. That this dude Conley, he was a Negro fag, right? He wants to play down. He wants to play real. He wants to play like he's from the streets when he around the brothers. He like to joke with everybody, right? He's short, real short, so he has small man complex, right? He's always trying to sound tough and loves to instigate fights. He wants to egg you on. He always has something to say. He does this job when he's been observed by his coworkers. He's a cop to the fullest. I believe he even befriends the inmates and tries to, he befriends inmates who he has a sexual interest in, and inmates who cooperate with him for special privileges. He pulled his baton on me when I was in 2 block as a new inmate, because I was unaware of how the phones work. And one of his informants told me, oh, it's cool, you can go ahead and hop on the phone. So they gave me false information. I was new to the building. I didn't know how the phones even work. Some dude told me to get on the phone. I go get on the phone. Here I am having a standoff with this black guard named Conley, standing there telling me to get off the phone. I'm like, okay, I'm on the phone. I'm like, all right, let me hang up. So I'm trying to tell the people I'm on the phone with, I got to get off. This motherfucker pull out a baton on me and threaten to bust my head. You got black cops like that. You got black cops who are very eager to prove that they'll bust your head. They hate your ass. They have a real hate for your black ass, because for one, they feel you misrepresenting their culture. They feel they're representing the culture. They feel they're being successful. They feel that you are being a loser, and they hate everything you represent, and vice versa. You feel that they're a sellout, they're Uncle Tom, they hate you because they feel you a thug and a criminal. You're not gonna get along, and in the end, they're gonna win because this motherfucker got the badge, he got the keys, and he do what he want. Plus, he got this. So it's like a lose lose. Those are the worst ones. When you run a cop across a cop like that, for me, and they always had to be a black cop. Not all black cops were like that, but the cops that were black like that, they was quick to demonstrate that they was on the other man's side. They was quick to beat a black nigga down. That was that house nigga Conley. Fuck you, nigga, if you hearing this. Then there's the COs. There's a CO like Milky. Milky, she usually works the tower. She's always in the tower. She's a woman. Everybody knows she's racist. She's allegedly racist. And I believe that she is racist, but she doesn't show it openly. She's an older lady. She's racist. Most older people is. You know, that's just how they was taught. She's professional and routine. You know, she does her job. She's by the book, but she won't disrespect a person. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't abuse her power, but she does exercise it. You know what I'm saying? She's aware that she's in charge. She's the type of CO that generally depend upon what kind of inmates are around. I prefer dealing with Milky and Deacons type because they don't disrespect me. They don't change up. Whereas Conley, I wish, you know, he would just stop trying to heckle me. I felt like he was always trying to heckle me. You know, I didn't want an altercation with his gay ass, but he continues to say shit. When I walk past him, I found it offensive and unprofessional. I wrote this journal entry when I was at Ironwood. So let me tell you a little bit about Milky. So the story is she's racist because, well, there was a riot before I had ever came to this prison, and it was between the South Side and the blacks. And so whatever had happened, a little melee happened. She was in the tower shooting at the blacks, and that's a typical story, man. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I heard something. I remember I just heard a good explanation. I have heard a good explanation recently from Dubs. Yes, I said it. Where he said, you know, that's what a guard had told him. I believe he said how they're usually going to shoot down the person who's getting attacked, the victim. And that's true, man. I seen that happen on prison yards too. You see you see three guys fighting, 2-on-1. The guy who's getting jumped is usually the guy who the police spray, or it's usually the guy that the police attack. I never seen him personally shoot nobody, but he's usually the one they spray or beat with the baton when he's already getting beat up by two guys. But the police will beat him too. So these are just the type of different guards that I've seen in the prison system. My mind is not stuck in the prison system as far as constantly reminisces. But like I said, it's been less than 6 months. But I never forget those who are still dealing with this. I never forget that I have a voice, and so I have to exercise it. I want you to know that you have your best chances at success is out here in society, where you can move around freely. I want you to know that prison is a place that you can go. It's easy to get there, but it's hard as hell to get out. I want you to know that little things like this, not being able to call your mom on Mother's Day, is enough to trigger you and to want to kill a motherfucker, man. To be disrespected like that, to really feel belittled, to really feel powerless. And prison is a place full of men that feel powerless every day. It's a place where men are disrespected every day by law enforcement and by each other. And so it's a place that I try to tell people to avoid at all costs. You don't want to go there. You don't want to be there. It's not because it's scary. It's because it's a dumb waste of times. And you're better than that. So anyway, this is King Monyay, man. I'm the leader and the captain of my destiny. I will succeed because I believe I will, man. I was sent here to inspire those who are great sometimes tend to forget it, man. I want you to know that you can always turn this thing around no matter what you've done. Always stay down.